This should be an AliExpress package. I don't know whether I'll break these boards apart or not. I believe that's the intention. These are 1969 JLH amplifiers. I think this will be amplifier 8 or 9, I don't remember anymore. So tempted to break them apart. I believe these are FETs, and they come with screws and insulating pads. What I'll do as I always do with the JLH amplifiers, I'll make a drawing, schematic, and a board layout. This is the AliExpress sellers page for those 1969 FET style hood amplifiers, and they were assembled and at $11.84 for the pair of them. This is another package from W5SWL. He's the for the most part sells coaxial fittings, N, F, B, and C. For quite some time I've wanted to put a 10 megahertz reference distribution system into my shop and run them to various devices in the shop, which would be my spectrum analyzer and my frequency counter, and have a 10 megahertz outlet available on the bench. In order that the shop doesn't become polluted with 10 megahertz stray signals, I thought I should terminate all the unused B and C connections. I'll be using B and C connectors for the distribution system, and my GPS stabilized oscillator has a B and C output. So these are 50 ohm terminations on the end of a BNC connector, and they're made by AMP. This termination, there's 10 of these, just BNC by termination, and I think they're 1 watt. This one I have a BNC outlet for bench use, and I thought I would put a chain on it in order to keep this dangling in front of it when I take it off. Otherwise, I'll forget it. It'll get lost in the bench. So these without the chain were $1.61 a piece, and this with the chain but new, unused and unmated, was $4.74, which is a lot of money for a piece of chain. And one shipping, combined shipping on all this, of $5. I have 4 packages here. They're all AliExpress. Two are from Jamaica, one is from Piscataway, New Jersey, and one is from San Bernardino. They're all over the place. Guess we'll start with this one. Actually, this was felt like the heaviest package. But it appears just to have two of these in it. These are to be fine examples of Chinese audio electrolytics. And they've got to be good. They're gold plated plastic. Look like 2 3/4 high or 70 millimeters. An inch and a quarter, inch and 3/8 in diameter, or 30 millimeters. $22,000 microfarad at 63 volts. I do remember ordering these. They have, well, they have 25 through 400 volt, 450 volt, 25 through 450, 6,800 to 22,000. I think they have more than these three values. There's a whole table. You can barely make it out. I ordered two of these 63 volt 22,000 units. This is just a generic picture, and they cost me $450 plus $350 for two. I believe this is the store, or at least the brand. And they do have a good selection, I will say that. It's a fairly light package. That's a kit. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you'll see I've done a lot of 1969 amplifiers. And I've bought so many on AliExpress, or at least I've searched for so many, that now things are popping up whenever I visit Ali's site. And this is not an amplifier. It was advertised as a power supply, and I believe that to be true, looking at the layout. It also said something about speaker protection circuit. Here we can see it assembled. It's called a 20 amp 200 volt 1969 power supply. Speaker protection board. It costs $22, $23 for a kit. I ordered one. It does not include the two capacitors. As you can see here, it doesn't. A lot of parts there, but no big fat capacitors. It says it has power on protection, power on delay and charging, eliminating impact, and shutdown protection, shuts down instantaneously. So I have no idea what this is. Seller provided a board layout but no schematic. I will do a drawing of this, a schematic, and try to analyze just what all this stuff does. This, I think, is just two half-wave regulators, a split transformer, center tap transformer, two brute force filtering capacitors, and loops around here to plus and minus out. These are two more filter capacitors. They're pretty good. They have gold on them. And I had a thought that these may fit this power supply board. And in fact, they do. I wasn't sure about the hole spacing. So that's why I ordered these capacitors. So these are 63 volts at 10,000 microfarads. The little board recommends 2200. Is that what it says? No. It says 22,000. Let's see, do these other capacitors fit this board? Yeah, they do as well. So these cost about $13.50 for two of them. And this seller, he only offered in this batch one capacitor, one value, two pieces, 10,000 microfarads at 63 volts. So when I build the board, I'll decide which capacitors to use. Okay, here on the seller's layout for this power supply, I did see 35 volts at 10,000 microfarads, which would explain why I ordered these. This last package is not in a box. It contains two of these pre-made amplifiers. They indicate 1 megahertz through 700 megahertz, an output of 3.2 watts at 35 dB a gain. Now, I actually had one of these, and I hooked it up backwards polarity-wise and destroyed it. AliExpress, I don't know who iWink is. Does that name appear here? I don't think so. These are priced for one. Same stuff I said. About $17 a piece. So we'll play around in another video with these.